specifically at the archaeological site of Tel El Daba, the ancient city of Avaris, capital of the Hyksos. For years, this site was just a mound of dirt in the delta, but starting in the 1960s, the Austrian Archaeological Institute, led by Manfred Bietak, began to dig. It's important to note that Bietak is a secular archaeologist, not trying to prove the Bible. He's simply recording what he finds in the ground. He uncovered the foundations of a massive residential complex, but it wasn't an Egyptian house. It was a palace built in the style of Assyrian Mitel Sa'al. It's the Middle House style. This is the kind of mansion you would find in a Canaan or Syrian or northern Mesopotamian area, a Semitic architectural design planted right in the middle of the Egyptian delta. And who lives in a house like that? Well, it belonged to a high-ranking official who was incredibly wealthy and powerful, yet refused to fully assimilate. He didn't want to live like an Egyptian noble. He wanted to live like a Hebrew patriarch. He was a man who walked into the halls of Pharaoh, but when he went home at night, he wanted to feel like he was back in his hill country of Canaan. But the house isn't the only thing that matches the Bible. It's the backyard, too. In the garden, behind this massive villa, archaeologists found a private family cemetery containing exactly 12 main tombs arranged around the central courtyard. Now stop and think about that for a moment. Who is the famous Hebrew patriarch with 12 sons? It's Jacob. The archaeology shows us a massive Semitic clan living in the best land of Egypt, governed by a single family of 12 leaders. Among these 12 tombs, however, one was different. 11 of them were standard monumental graves, but the 12th was a small pyramid tomb. In the Middle Kingdom, you don't give a pyramid tomb to a foreigner or a shepherd. You give that to a pharaoh or a queen. This is a royal honor, reserved for someone with the highest status in the land. Inside that tomb chapel, they found the fragments of a colossal limestone statue. Although it had been smashed in antiquity by someone wanting to erase this man's memory, enough of the fragments remained for archaeologists to reconstruct the figure. The statue depicts a man sitting on a throne with three distinct features. First, his skin is pale yellow, the specific Egyptian art code for Asiatics or Semites, as opposed to the reddish-brown Egyptians. Second, his hair is styled in a massive red mushroom coif, a distinctively non-Egyptian style typical of the northern Semitic tribes. And third, resting against his shoulder in his right hand is a throw stick, not a scepter or a weapon of war, but the tool of a shepherd used to guide sheep. We're looking at a Semitic ruler living in a Syrian palace in the Delta, surrounded by 12 family tombs, buried with royal honors and holding a shepherd's staff. But the detail that seals it is the paint. Faint traces of paint clinging to the statue's shoulder revealed that he wasn't wearing white linen, which would have been typical for royals. He was wearing a striped, multicolored coat of black, red, white, and blue. We're looking at the face of Joseph here. We are looking at the shalit. But the mystery doesn't end with the statue. It ends with the body. When the archaeologists opened the burial chamber beneath the pyramid, they expected to find a mummy, gold, and maybe some jewelry. Instead, the tomb was empty. Turn to Exodus chapter 13, verse 19. It says this, "And Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for he had straitly sworn the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and you shall carry up my bones away hence with you." When the Israelites left Egypt in the middle of the chaos of the plagues, they didn't just grab their dough and their gold. They went to the garden of the old Syrian palace, opened the pyramid tomb of their ancestor, and honored their oath. They carried the bones of the dreamer out of Egypt and took them home to the promised land.